here's the thing. Trump thought that particular biographical detail was an asset for a Homeland Security secretary. That's what he thought. That's part of how she got the job, apparently. Now, while Trump's new nominee to run DHS, Oklahoma Senator Markwayne Mullin, did not kill his own voice biographical details himself. I mean, you might remember a few years ago when Senator Mullin challenged a witness in a Senate hearing to a physical fight on the Senate floor. Mullin, I would note a former MMA fighter, then defended that conduct by saying this.
It's silly, it's stupid, but every now and then you need to get punched in the face.
Do you know? I don't, he's a senator. I mean, anyway, after that, Mullin explained that he actually looked into the rules on whether or not he would be allowed to physically fight someone on the Senate floor. He pointed to the precedent that you used to be allowed to cane people, which, for the record, is not true. The story really is that the pro-slavery congressman who beat Senator Charles Sumner with a cane in 1856 was, in fact, arrested for that crime. But that is the kind of behavior Mullin seems to want to replicate anyway, and now he's in charge of DHS. And in all the important ways, we have no reason to think he will be any better than Kristi Noem. After ICE agents fatally shot Renee Good in Minneapolis this year, after the Justice Department initially announced that they would not be investigating the officers involved in that shooting, here's how Mullin responded when asked whether those officers deserved investigating.
If they're investigating anything, they need to be investigating the paid protesters and who's paying them to obstruct federal officers from doing their job.
You've lived through so much on her watch. What was your reaction this morning? What's been your reaction to the news?
Well, good to be with you, Jen. Well, good news has been kind of scarce since Kristi Noem and Donald Trump's folks showed up in December. And so glad she's gone, but I think you understand it and everybody else does. It's the people who are putting them in place, a rogues gallery of incompetent, cruel cabinet secretaries, and this one was particularly loathsome. But what I think we need to make clear is the damage that she's done here and continues to do. I remind your viewers that there's still 650 of these folks here. We're trying to recover from this, and it's going to take us years, and it may be generational trauma on our children. We don't know where our kids are at. We need answers. And so I'm glad she's gone, but it gives us an inflection point, and this is what I would really encourage Congress to do their job, Republicans in Congress. And as you're talking about, whether it's Senator Mullin, whoever it is, put the guardrails on right now. We need to be part of the investigations into Renee and Alex's death. We need to know where our children are at. We need them to quit taking Minnesota's money. So